I think the 172.5 is on the right, 160 on the left. Not that the 160 doesn't feel bad. So with the 160, RPMs would go up with the same power.
Hey everyone, Tim Gresh here, professional bike fitter in Southeastern Pennsylvania. This video will be another one on my sizing cycle, having a rider test different crank lengths. Now, I did do a video like this with a gentleman named Bob. It was a blind test where I had him try 4 different crank lengths and he had to choose which one he liked the most. This video will be identical, but we're gonna have a new subject. That subject is gonna be a really amazing person named Patty Peoples. Now, Patty is a really accomplished athlete. I really enjoyed hanging out with her in this video. I'll leave in the description below some details about her accomplishments. Notably, she competed in the 1984 and 1985 Tour de France for Team USA, and that was when the women's Tour de France had 18 stages. Patty actually joined us yesterday at the shop. We did a Tour de France Femmes watch party for the final stage. Patty did a really cool talk in front of everybody about some of her awesome stories and her career. So while she was at the shop, we figured, how about put her on the sizing cycle and see what she thinks of shorter cranks. She used 172.5 length throughout her professional career and into her master's career up until now. So really interesting to see what she thinks of shorter cranks. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and have her try a Cell SMP saddle and get her thoughts there. So just a fun video talking with Patty about cranks and bikes and saddles. So let's get started. Patty, remind me what crank length you've ridden your whole career?
172.5.
So for how many years?
Full 40.
40 years. And she hasn't gone shorter than that. So I'm kind of curious what she thinks of shorter cranks. So we're going to test that. And we're also going to just have her test a really popular women's saddle. This is the VT30C from Cell SMP. Get her impression of that. So let's go ahead, come to a stop. You're going to stay on the bike. Just stand out of the saddle and kind of hover. I'm going to do a rapid change. So this has been like kind of my nearly undefeated women's saddle. Has a nice cutout that runs the whole length of it. Okay, there you go. Try it out.
Oh, first impression's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel too that it's like I'm able to get my legs in closer automatically, which is going to make me more aero. And
so that would actually probably the tumble home. So there's one thing I look at on saddles, and that's tumble home. It's the rate of curve here.
yeah.
And this one has a good amount of like drop down. That way you can kind of sit. It kind of molds into you and you're not getting the saddle cutting into you.
Right.
I have a whole video on tumble home, so that might be what you're feeling there.
Well, there's also in this a little bit, the nose a little bit longer on this one. Probably because of the cutout there.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, the cutout runs the full length there. Then you also, with all SMTs, it has like an eagle's beak. And the idea there is as you kind of slide forward, the nose is sort of like getting out of your way and disappearing.
Because if I were to move up and, doing some of my stuff.
Yeah. So
I'm back.
Good saddle overall?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Very smooth, yeah.
So that's the SMP saddle. So now we're going to start changing some crank length. So Patty is very smooth rider, as you would imagine. Typically when I'm picking crank length, I just kind of go with my gut, like what to do. These days we can get down to 160 millimeter cranks, no problem with like SRAM or Shimano. So for that reason, I'm actually just going to have you try 160s.
Okay. So
you're going to go ahead and stay on the bike there, come to a stop, and just pick your left foot off of the pedal and just let your leg kind of hang there. So I'm going to make a quick change here.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting going from 172 to 160.
160. Okay, foot back on there.
Okay.
Now we're going to take this right foot off. A quick change. And now when we change crank length,
I was going to say, dude.
We got to raise the seat a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel.
Okay. So back on there.
And then stand on the.
Yeah, go ahead and stand up. So right around there's the seat height. Just kind of eyeballing that.
Okay.
Okay, back in the saddle. You can start pedaling again. Okay, now we're on 160 cranks. And you can go ahead and shift it under load and feel it out.
Let me think.
Feels like you're on a kid's bike?
I don't know if I can really tell the difference.
Really?
Serious. And Well, I think that might be because when you adjust everything, it's the same distance.
As far as seat height goes.
As far as my seat height goes. And my muscle memory is such that I just do a regular RPM. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
That my well, it'll be interesting because I knew you changed it. Okay. I'm going to close my eyes, do more by feel. So it says the pulse will do 172.5, and I know it will affect the height, but do 172.5, 160. Raise it just a little bit because there's such a range that you can have your knee bent. So it won't be too high for the 160, and it won't be too low for the 172.5.
Sure, we can do that.
But don't tell me, I'm going to close my eyes. Don't tell me which one you changed.
Ah, this is interesting.
You know.
Okay.
So we're going to act like I'm standing up on each one. Act like you're changing it or not changing it. Then we'll do the other one and see then if I can feel a difference.
Okay. Let's actually have you hop off completely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just stand over there and we'll do that. So we're going to make one crank a 172.5 and the other one a 160.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I was not planning to do this today. This wasn't on my bingo card, but just see how this
Let me get a drink of water.
goes. And now I'm going to adjust both cranks here. And we're not going to know which one. Okay, we're back on. Okay, so one is a 172.5, the other one's a 160 to see if we can tell the difference.
Inner cycling, close my eyes. I think the 172.5 is on the right, 160 on the left.
Yes.
Is that right?
You got it. What made you feel that?
I feel like I have more power with my right leg. Even though I'm right-legged, it just feels, just feels it's 172.5.
Right. Yeah, you're used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that the 160 doesn't feel bad. It'd be interesting to have it and actually like ride, you know, outside with climbing, because I usually use a bigger gear than most. So with the 160, would I be able, with the power, because it's shorter, the RPMs would go up, but the same power. So would I actually be able to be faster without exerting as much energy, which then prepares you for, you save some energy, you can go fast.
I'll put the right side back to a 160.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about this device is being able to like dynamically change.
Quickly being able to change this. This is wonderful.
Okay, so now we're back to 160. And again, I'm guessing on 160, you know, we haven't even dived into 165 if we really get into the weeds of it. You can go back on there.
Because if you have the strength and you can spin, but use the same strength, it can be less energy consumption, which is better. It's beyond long going to go harder.
Yeah. And do you feel anything with like your hips? Do you feel like you're kind of more open up here at the hip flexors? Hip and torso?
No. And I think that's for me, it's because I've been running for so long.
Yeah.
You know, that the more efficient you are at pedaling, I just adapt. Like if I'm riding a friend's bike or I'm riding what I call a cruiser bike, I kind of just adjust my body to be like I'm on my bike. Well, with the smaller crank, when I think about it, you'd be able to spin faster, okay? So for anybody, men and women, a lot of people that aren't efficient on a bike, they're mashers. They only press. They don't utilize the pull and the lift. They're not efficient with the ankling. I might be getting 160, check it out.
Yeah.
Because back in the 80s, everybody had just 170. Our bikes, I think, came with 170s. And we all switched to 172.5 because that was recommended that we do.
Right.
And you usually pretty much just listen to, the national team coach says, everybody put this on. You usually ride what you're given.
Yeah.
Now, if something's really bothering you, they'll switch it. But for the most part, as you're speaking the different lengths, I'm trying to remember what I rode on the pursuit, for the pursuit on the track, because you're only going around 9 laps as fast as you can. I don't think I had 172.5s in that, because you're going from a standing start. You know, you have a fixed gear. So you have to ride that gear the whole time. It's not like you can shift or anything. So I wouldn't want to lose time getting up to speed. So a smaller crank would enable me to get up the speed faster.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, well, a lot of track bikes are 165. That was like 165 is sort of like, my understanding is like that's where it came from, as track.
Yeah. So I might have had a smaller.
Yeah, you probably did.
Well,
But Patty looks really good on the bike. She's very smooth. I mean, I can tell that she's been riding a long time. I mean,
you may not get me off this bike. I think I'm going to try a 160 when I get home. Sit and just,
yeah,
I'm going to take it out on the road, and you know, I'll be able to compare with, with everything and see how it is. I
could do one last change back to 172.5 if you want to do another comparison.
Yeah, because now I've been doing this for a little bit.
Yeah. So come to a stop.
Okay.
Unclip the left or unclip.
I'm going to keep it the same gear.
Yeah, same gears.
But I haven't even noticed I've been sitting on a saddle.
Nice saddle, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
VT30C. The stop pedal. Let me make sure I did that right. That's good. And we're going to drop the seat slightly.
Okay.
Okay, back in the saddle. So now we're back to 172.5.
Oh, I definitely can tell a difference. Yeah, I think my RPMs were a little bit faster with 160 than the 172.5. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a little bit just like at the top of the pedal stroke, like one thing that happens.
What are you noticing?
So like the top of the pedal stroke, like the hip kind of like lifts up a little bit.
On the 172? On
the 172.5, which is typical. You turn them over really well though, like you're very smooth, but like the 160 just has less of that lifting up here.
Right here.
Right there.
Right there on the side.
Yeah, and that's pelvic stability. And to me, that's the most important thing is fit. And fit is getting the pelvis stable and less rocking. And I think of cranks as a means of achieving that where needed.
Yeah, because obviously my leg length is fine, so it's not like, you know, when their saddle is too high, they automatically, you can see from behind, they're drastic like this because they're extending and lifting. But I'm not doing that, but yet you see a difference.
Yeah.
In my pelvis.
Yeah, I can see some difference there. Yeah, and you'd be a case of where it's like it'd be worthwhile experiment. It's not like you've been surviving this long with 172.5, but it'd be interesting to try 160. Why not?
I'm definitely going to try it just because. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, why not?
Cool.
Then excellent.
Yeah, well, there was the experiment.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.